it's such a privilege to be able to join with others and testify as to the reality of Christ in our lives. And I suppose that part of extracting the nectar of our relationship with Christ is understanding that He is quite capable of stepping into the messy realities of humanity, the loss, the grief, the sorrow, the raw pain that we suffer in life, but that He is able to make a difference. I think of just practical things that have really stretched me was news that we received as a greater family that just really, it just took my breath away, and it sapped my courage a little bit. And I said to the Lord, how are you fruitful? How do I be fruitful in times of suffering and loss and grief, when life doesn't work out how I had planned it? And I was doing a Bible study about living beyond yourself. And one of the fruit of the Spirit that stood out to me as I did that Bible study was long suffering. The ability to draw from what we believe about Jesus in times of suffering can make all the difference. All the difference. And as I went to Jesus, and when I say as I turned my thoughts, my head and my heart to Jesus, as I went and I call it just abiding with Him, being honest, being real, being vulnerable with Him. I found that as I was abiding, as I was just calming myself down, as I was just being still and allowing Him to be Lord, as I brought my vulnerability before Him, I found that He was saying to me, Debs, when you come just as you are, because He says, come to me, all who are weary and heavy laden, and I will give you rest. And as we do that, I found that my experience was that He imparted a supernatural peace that was beyond my ability to work up or conjure up. And as I just drew close to Him in my spirit, He imparted this peace to me, which enabled me to not only reframe the circumstances that I encountered and was living in, but He helped me to see them from a completely different angle, but from a place of being anchored in Him, a place of stability. And as I was able to just draw from Him, He was able to transform the way I saw the situation, and I was able to be thankful more than I could ever have been before for things that I hadn't seen. And I think that as we come to our Lord in times of raw suffering, and I'm talking about the times where the carpet is pulled out from under you, or you just feel, I don't know if I've got what it takes to finish strong. As we go to Him with that feeling, my testimony, time and time again, is that He's able to bear with that reality and transform it supernaturally into something. In our weakness, He imparts that ability to just see the same situation from a completely different angle. And in so doing, we go into that experience in one way and we come out of it changed because of the difference Jesus has made. And I think that would be my testimony, is that we don't have to deny the reality of our pain, of our suffering, of our loss, of our fear. But as we go to Him, He enables us, He ministers to us, and His comfort, His truth, His wisdom is a balm to our wound, and we are able to be transformed. He makes all the difference. He makes all the difference. And we come out of that experience having tasted of the reality, of the supernatural reality of Jesus and his love for us. And in so doing, we are transformed and we can go out and give comfort to others, strengthen others, lift those who are feeling weary and tired. And so this is the difference Jesus has made in me this year. 3 times I felt as though I stood on shards of glass in the most tender part of my life. And as I wept, as I brought the gravity of my sorrow before him, I found somebody kind. I found somebody gentle, somebody who was compassionate. And he gave me a strength I didn't have. So much so, I even found myself experiencing a newfound courage that I would never have expected. This is the difference Jesus makes, and it gives me hope that there is no experience in life that we can face where we cannot access his peace, and a peace that passes all human understanding, that comforts and soothes and calms us like no human being could ever do. And this is the power of Jesus Christ in the life of Debi Jones. He has made all the difference.